What's going on, guys, and welcome to Seriously Fast Media. Today we're not talking about NASCAR, so to speak. We're talking about NASCAR gaming. NASCAR 22, to be exact. This is going to be a two-part video. First part of the video, we're going to talk about the 5 topics that I feel should be in NASCAR 2022 that are reasonable that you can put into a game within a year or so. 5 things that I would like to see hit NASCAR 2023. And some things that a lot of you guys on social media, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, would like to see in a NASCAR game just in general. So there's going to be several topics there. So thanks for checking it out, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into that video. All right, so here it is. Here are my 5 topics that I would like to see hit NASCAR 2022. These are the 5 things that I think could reasonably be placed into a game within a single year. First one is better AI. Obviously, we're not going to get a wholesale change in a single year in development. I sure hope we do. But I don't foresee that. So some better AI. To keep in mind before we really get digging into this video, guys, I want to say I've played NASCAR 21 Ignition maybe 3 hours. It is just absolutely unplayable. I can't get into it. I spent $100 on this game for the extra content and everything, and I played it for 3 hours. I tried it again a couple weeks ago, just being bumped slightly into the wall at Daytona and ruining my race, and it doesn't really happen to the other drivers, the other AI. It just, I can't justify continuing to play the game, even though I spent $100 on the game. I wish there was a way to get a refund, but I bought it within a month or so after its release, so obviously I'm not going to get a refund. But the AI sucks. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's probably some of the worst AI racing that I've ever seen. Probably ever. Number 2 would be Let's get some strategy involved. Get some pit strategy. I remember back in the day, what was it? It was NASCAR 14. The AI, some of them would take just fuel. Some of them would take 2 tires. Some would take 4 tires. Some would take 4 tires and fuel, 2 tires and get some strategy in. Why am I the only driver? And this goes all the way back to the Heat games as well. But why am I the only driver in there getting this and this? If I pit for 4 tires, nobody makes strategy calls. It's ridiculous. It needs to happen. Obviously, stages needs to happen. You know, so strategy needs to be coming into play. Tire wear. If I change 2 tires, I should have a little more grip than the guys out there who took none. I should be able to run through the pack if I took 4 late in a run and nobody else took it. Number 3. The money to have a purpose. Obviously, I think they set up for the money to have a purpose in the future, whether that be NASCAR 22, NASCAR 23, whatever it may be, ownership mode, you buy Goofy, upgrade, I don't know. But the money needs to have a purpose. Otherwise, why the hell is it there? Number 4, and this is a given, this should be technically number 1. This is my number 1 quirk with the game. Make the flipping game playable. I bought that game even after reading all the horror stories. Spent $100 on it. Bought all the extra content. Not impressed with the extra content for the extra money, but yeah, not very impressed with it. In my opinion, it just needs to be playable. There's no reason I should try and run races and just not be able to finish the first lap because of drivability. I've tried all different settings, and if I'm just computer illiterate and I cannot figure out what settings to put it, my mistake, my bad, but I gave up on the game very quickly. And number 5 is a true career mode. We've got like a shell of a career mode where you're not really being you, but you're taking over, let's say, for example, Kaz Grala's race car. When I first started playing it, when the game came out, I wanted to run for Colleague Racing, so it says Grala on the back of the car. My name's not Grala. My name is Lutermoser. It is much longer. You know, there's no avatars. There's no character in there. You're really not advancing yourself through a career. You're just adding up statistics, which, okay, great. That's a championship mode, or that's a season mode. That's not a career mode. And this one's a bonus. Give me a damn mirror. Can we add that on? Just give me a damn mirror, especially when I'm at a plate track. Obviously, we don't run plates anymore. But I should be able to look up in the mirror of the car and not have to flip the car around and, keep like looking behind me to try and block a run, especially if I'm in traffic trying to make passes too. I should be able to just look up, look forward, look up, look forward, look up, look forward. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so there's always that. These are some of the things that I'd like to see hit sometime by NASCAR 2023, and that is good AI. I want it to be a challenge. I want them to run different lines. No more freight trains, no more set computer lines, nothing like that. Give me good AI. Guys that will fake. I want to be able to race a Denny Hamlin at Daytona. I'm in the lead. We're coming to the tri-oval. He drives to the bottom. I go to the bottom to block, and he goes up top. Give me that. I mean, I get that it's much more difficult than just putting everybody on a freight train. But it's 2022. We have the technology. Use it. An ownership mode. A lot like Heat 5, where you can own or race for an owner. Give me an option to do that. We have custom cars in a paint booth. You can't use them. I personally, I don't play online, but that seems to be a big thing for a lot of people. Let it be used online, things like that. Kind of to go into that ownership mode, give me sponsorships. Give me race offers. Say, for example, if I'm running, give me part-time schedules as well. I want in-depth. I'm sorry, nobody is just going to be gifted a cup ride. It just doesn't happen unless your mommy and daddy owns, Flying J or something like that. It just doesn't happen. Give me the first season where I run 2-3 races. If I do good, give me 5 races. Let me advance myself. Let them be subpar teams where I'm not going to go out there and light the world on fire. I'm probably not going to win those races. But I can beat their goals. Just like in Heat 5, where if you beat the team's goal, say you're running Xfinity and then they allow you a cup race, your goal was 20th. If you finish 18th, you get an offer from that team the following year. Maybe I get another part-time drive. Maybe I get another run. Let me get offers to run individual races. I think that would be kind of cool. Do you want to choose to take a full-time schedule the next season, or do you want to race a part-time schedule? Yeah, that sounds dumb, but it happens. It really does happen in real life. Yeah, obviously, we want to hop in the game and play a full season. That's probably what I would do, but it's great to have options. Give me failures on the cars. If I'm running for, I don't know, why am I brain farting here? If I'm running for Rick Ware Racing, obviously I know my car's not going to be fantastic. What if I had a part failure? What if the transmission broke because I shifted too much? What if the transmission broke because I didn't shift enough? What if the engine overheated because I've been getting too close? It started ragging down the engine, reaming down the engine. What if a tire just randomly failed? What if my fuel pump fails? Things like that. NASCAR had that in Dirt to Daytona, or they had that in NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. Obviously, they're fewer and far between, but especially in an ownership mode, if I'm starting my team, I've got a crappy race car. Guess what? It's a crappy race car. Sure, I'm not going to be competitive, but I also want failures. I want to be able to overcome some of that. Do I have the first few races in the season where I've got some failures and I'm pretty far down in the standings? Are you beating and banging against cars? Cut a tire. Blow out my radiator, burn my car up. Give me stuff like that. And obviously turn that stuff so where you can turn it on and off. But for me, I'd run stuff like that. For other people, they want to just hop in, go out, win every race. That's great. That's perfect for you. Give me different sponsorships. If I'm out there being fairly competitive, let Joe's Turtle Shack offer me potential sponsorship for 2 races in a season with a team, a D-class team or a C-class team or blah, 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 blah. And let me get those offers from those teams to run with that sponsorship. If I'm an owner and I'm out there being fairly competitive, I expect, maybe Dogecoin to sponsor me. But if I'm out there being competitive, overrunning or being overly competitive in subpar cars, where's Advanced Auto Parts? I mean, stuff like that. I'd really, really, really like to see an in-depth career mode. And I'll go into details. That'll be the second video that I'm going to do, is what I would love to see in a dream NASCAR career-driven video game. Another thing I'd like to see sometime by 2023 would be rain on road courses. It's in NASCAR. We do it. It's not difficult. We've had rain in video games for a decade plus now, where it changes the difference or it changes the performance. Look at Forza, look at Gran Turismo, things like that. And kind of going back in the day, give me a trophy case. Give me a trophy case. I think that'd be really, really cool. And now on to your guys' opinions, social media ideas, classic NASCAR. This one's not big to me. I think it's a cool idea. I don't need it. It's not going to be a love or hate thing. I'm not going to buy a game just because it has this. And the last few games they have done it, given us some throwback schemes, the Bill Elliott's, the Jeff Gordon's, the Tony Stewart's, the Matt Kenseth 17 cars, things like that. Give me some different old school drivers, some old school cars that I can run either in, single race mode or online, things of that nature. A lot of you guys would like to see a better career mode, obviously. Again, I don't play online, but better online features or more online features. Photo mode, I think kind of an add-on to that, the photo mode portion would be an online community where you can share those photos, where you can, do photo contests, giveaways. If the game, you have a own career mode and you win the photos, then you get an extra 50 grand for the thing on the in-game currency, something like that. I think it'd be really, really cool, and I'd love to see that. A lot of you guys would like to see weather changes. I'd like to see just rain, but yeah, weather changes. Overall, is it hot out? Is this track going to get sticky? Is it cold? Is the track going to get a little less sticky? Give me different things. I'd really like to see that. Obviously, the number one complaint from everybody that everybody would like to see is, quite simply, a finished game. Am I missing anything? Is there something you guys would like to see? Make sure you leave it in the comment section below. Make sure you like and follow before we get into the next video. Thanks, guys.